in Lagos now, a photographer. I've been I've been creating photographs for about 10 to 12 years now, and um, made some books, done some exhibitions, and traveled around Africa. And, yeah, basically for that.
Okay. Ngozi, may we meet?
Good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, congratulations to all the photographers and all the artists. It's a day we're coming here to celebrate with you guys. And, and of course, like she said, you should celebrate yourself every single day. You know, because making a business out of an art is not easy, especially in Nigeria. So, my name is Ngozi Mwabuze, and I'm the CEO, co-founder, principal partner of Pocket Lawyers. Of course, lawyer. I was called to the bar about 12 years ago. Please don't calculate my age. So, a lot of people do that. I don't know what was okay. Well, what we do basically is we offer services to affordable services to businesses because we saw that there was a gap, right? And then we understand that if we do help businesses with the kind of structure they need, they can become, bigger businesses and bigger brands that can outlive the promoters of that particular business. So that's basically what we do.
Thank you. Uncle Kelechi.
Good morning, everybody. It's beautiful to be here. I want to give a big thank you to Ecobank for hosting this wonderful event. It's a full house, and we just had, we wanted to make it a 1 hour walk, but we turned it into maybe 2 hours, and it was amazing. So, a big round of applause for you guys. What can I say? I usually tell people what I do. I'm a storyteller. I love to tell stories with imagery, and that's what it is. So you want to know when I started? I started in primary school. Drawing Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man, and so I started as an artist, drawing, and then I didn't stop drawing till secondary school. I couldn't stop. But I come from a family of lawyers, so I went to study law. So I got called to bar in '93. So don't calculate my age. Anyway, but I had already decided I was going to be an artist in year 3 in university. So I back then, called to bar and continued painting. But in the year 2000, I made a decision to take photography more seriously because people started looking at pictures I used to make as reference photos for my paintings, and they decided to want to buy them, so inviting me for exhibitions. And I said, this photography thing is a serious thing. So one thing led to the other. We started creating in the studios. But before then, we formed a group called Depth of Field, myself, T.Y. Bello, Ginger Rock, and Memorizing Career. We started having this series of exhibitions around the world, just photographing, much like what we did today, shoot on the streets, put it together, exhibit, have ideas. So it was fine art photography, a bit of a collage. But I decided to dive deep into commercial photography and start a photography business, so to say. And I established Kileja Movie Studios. Since then, it's been, I love shooting fashion, so I make a lot of fashion photos. I do a lot of corporate photography. At the point, I started publishing a magazine because of my love for fashion. I started publishing Mania magazine. We did that for some years until, this regime came and everything changed. So we closed that business. But I continued as a creative photographer up until today. So there's a lot that has happened, so let's keep it short.
Yes, thank you very much. And before I forget, please, pardon me. We still have one more person to come up on stage, who is Mr. Pius Utomi. Please give him a round of applause. Mr. Pius, please give I'm a family and baby photographer of 423 Photography, and I'm your moderator today, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you. So, what is common among all of us is that we tell stories, but the way we tell our stories is different. We tell it in a different way, and we use our tools and our eyes to create images and tell beautiful stories from all over the world, from within you all the way to the world. And that's an amazing thing we're doing. And so, coming to telling stories, we are all photographers. Don't worry, lawyer, we are coming to you. We are all photographers and we tell stories in a different way with our tools and our skills. So, Uncle Pius, you have traveled the world, you've been in the industry for 4 decades, so you have a lot of experience and information that you can share with us to educate us. Please, I'm sure everybody has one question or the other to ask. So we'd like to know from your point of view how you have used your skills, your education, and your let's leave equipment to tell stories that has touched the world. I mean, you've made an impact, and we want to learn from that.
You want to know how I've used my images to touch people's lives.
Yes.
Um, the thing is, as a photojournalist, like I told you, that's my specialization. Photography is really wide, but it's just a branch of it. When you use pictures to tell stories, you're touching lives. Because picture communicates. And when you go out there doing stories, photo stories, covering news events, some that are pleasant, some that are not pleasant. I don't want to go into details because I have done covered horrible events with somebody covering war, uh, violence, not only in Nigeria, elsewhere, and people see those works. Uh, it tells, I mean, those pictures speak, you understand? And for instance, when you see, every day you see in the media, in the newspapers, people agitating for violence and things like that. When they see some of these horrible pictures, you understand, or they have gone to that places, they will not even have the mind. You understand? Uh, you know, tells enough stories to make people not want to think about doing something like that. You understand? For instance, let me just give an example. There was an explosion that took place at Atlas Cove some years back, where more than 200 people died on the spot. You understand? Stupid fuel after vandalizing those pipelines. And I was there almost 3 hours this thing happened. And the kind of images I got there, they are not pleasant. Very, very bad. For anybody that has something out there, When you see that kind of image, you will encourage to hold and vandalizing items. So that is the story some of these pictures. What the kind of what you the impression you make in the life of the people with your.
Thank you so much. So, Uncle Kelechi, to you. I mean, Opius is a photojournalist and you are a visual artist. How do you still tell your story using your skill?
Oh well, my work is quite different from reportage photography. I'm shooting fashion, I'm shooting portraits, I'm making fine art photos. So while he's dealing with what we would call reality, I'm dealing with fantasy, I'm dealing with dreams. Um, what I have sort of dedicated my life to doing is finding that fine spot where we can dream. I do believe that, in the continent of Africa, perception, like Chimamanda said, you know, uh, the one story, people being confined to one story. I say there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they are all different facets. But what I found out when I was growing up, I used to draw, like I said. So I got influenced by all these comics. Those comics were just fantasies, just stories, people's imagination. But I noticed that when I look at some of those drawings, the cars that they considered cars of the future, then in the 70s, are the cars we are driving now. Those cars have aerodynamics. In those days, our cars were quite square, 404, 504. The most futuristic movie was the Citroen. And the most futuristic car that had any kind of aerodynamics. And people considered it like, a concept car that people were driving. You remember it had the hydraulics that made it go up, and it was the only car that was pointed. The other ones you would see were the Ferraris, which you only saw in magazines. They were also, but now all the cars, are aerodynamic. What I'm saying is, the dreams of yesterday have become the reality of today. And I find that there's a palpable pessimism on the continent of Africa, and they call it the dark continent. And I say, well, yes, absolutely, I have huge respect, for showing people, don't do this. If you put your hand in fire, you're going to get burnt. But I also believe that we also need to show people what could be. So you look at the cover of Vogue magazine, and you're looking at Beyonce, looking all perfect, hair standing, clothes looking perfect. That hair is probably not her hair. The makeup is not even her makeup artist. The outfit she's wearing was put on her by a stylist. And that beautiful environment she's being photographed in is not her house. That cover photograph you're looking at is a fantasy. It's a dream that you are invited to. So I said, wow, I like these dreams. I need to open up people's eyes to the possibilities that could be. So I see somebody like Omotala, and she says, my nickname is almost sexy. I said, let us create almost sexy. Anyway, so what I always fell in love with those kind of fantasy images. It wasn't quite removed from the fantasies I used to read as a child, and the fantasies I created as a painter. So I translated that back into my photography. And it took people into all these places. So long after all those magazines have stopped existing, all these women want to be shot in an editorial way on their 20th, 30th, 40th birthdays. So they want to live the fantasy. They want to wear the clothes. They want to walk out. They want to die. They want to look slim or whatever they see. So it creates it's a double-edged sword. but it creates that ability for us to dream. And so that's what I've been doing with my work, really. And so that's a short definition.
Wow. First of all, it's really nice. I mean, very interesting coming from your side of Paris to your side, the dream, so the summary is let's keep dreaming. Yeah. Despite all the, negative, everything happening around us that not making us happy, let's dream. So that our dreams will come true. So let's come to you, August. So your story, you tell, I've seen some of your works, and I noticed that you have drifted from taking colored pictures to black and white. Because a lot of the pictures are more black and white. So what inspired you? Why do you tell your own story that way?
Sorry. The reason why I choose black and white is just the reason man's finance. It's the easiest way to help creative.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just very easy. Once you change any pictures to black and white, oh, that guy is creative. Oh, that's it. And really nothing.
Once you take color out of the picture, then you start to visit a completely different world. I mean, I like the way he has simplified it. But what is creative about it is that you're just looking at light and dark and design and forms and texture away from color, which in itself is another whole series of design elements that you're dealing with. And that simplifies his images. But if you can make people appreciate that black and white, it's not as easy as you say. It's even more difficult to get people to appreciate the black and white. I've seen his works.
Let's distraction this.
Yeah, confidence distraction. So you just focus more on the story instead of the. It works well for, let's say, journalism and all that. So when there's a lot of colors of like it's like creative sport now. It's like creative trying to like dream and fantasy. Most of the time, the clothes or the jewelry the person is wearing. But in my own case, I'm not selling that. So I try as much as possible to take all that distraction away and just help you focus more on the story that we're trying to tell. But like my recent works have been more of typology kind of work where I try and compare objects or subjects to subjects. For instance, I've been working on this series where I try to compare how different churches have their own style or way of dressing. Like if you go to the like the dressing setting, if you go to Mountain of Fire, the dressing setting, we go to Redeem, Jehovah's Witness, and then everybody dresses the setting. So I try to compare those kind of stories where everybody has a certain look. And despite they're all worshiping the same God, most of them have the same doctrine, but the fashion is different. So that's one. And two, you compare, let's say, the way bus stops are built in Lagos is different from the way bus stops are built in Abuja or Kaduna, or the roundabouts we have in Lagos is different from the roundabouts in Abuja or Kaduna and any of the cities. Also, our buses, we have, let's say, black and yellow here, those are different. So I try to tell the stories with my own pictures. So I have a series where I document each state and each subject. So that's basically my work. It's more of educational and more of
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So, away from the colors that we are so attracted to, and telling a different story. Now we've all been telling stories, and we showcase our works. You know, all of us just take pictures, we just put them out there, people see them, people use them, and sometimes when someone takes our pictures without our permission, we just get all walked up, they just took my picture. So now we have a lawyer in the house. So she's going to tell us, advise us on copyright. I know she does a lot. She helps business, small business, and all of us we are all business people here. And pictures are what we sell. So we want you to just, quickly in a brief sentence, we don't want all the long.
Okay. So just like she said, I'm going to talk without legalese. That's not terminology. The first thing that I want everybody seated here to know, whether you are a photographer or any kind of artist it is, any kind of creativities that you are, you own the copyright automatically in any work that you do. It doesn't matter whether you actually have a copyright registered or anything. You automatically own the copyright in any work that you do. One way that a lot of photographers, are able to establish ownership of any work they do is watermark. The watermark a lot of their work images. For example, for artists, you see them they sign they sign their names on their artworks plus the dates. That is a way for them to own that particular work. Now, even in a situation where somebody comes to you and they pay you to take a picture, the intellectual property in that work belongs to you as a photographer because it is your mind, it is your creativity that you're putting into work to create that particular image. Now, even of course, like I said, when you are commissioned to, the only time when whoever it is you have a picture of has the right, the full rights, that's the full copyright is, or maybe partial or license or whatever, is if there is a contract to that effect, right? And then these are the little bits and pieces that you just need to know in the simplest, easiest way. Any single work it is that you do that you put out, you own the rest. Now I always advise that as much as possible, there's some kind of works you do that you know that this particular job is pivotal. It's something that can it's something that will resonate with a lot of people. Say for example, the kind of work that you did, right? As much as possible, ensure that you watermark. Even if you can't do any other thing, ensure that you watermark them, even in the properties, because especially for digital images, there's always a property. Like if you click on it, you can see the size of the image and all of those things. If there's a possibility for you to be able to put your name or your brand name or whatever as the one of that picture, please go ahead and do that. Because of course the world has gone beyond the normal forms of putting out your work, like the billboards, the newspapers, magazines. A lot of things are now digital, right? So, and then it's more difficult now for you to track how far your work can go. It's a whole lot more difficult. But as we will have it, luckily, a lot of platforms now, especially social media platforms, are taking intellectual property violation very seriously. That's why sometimes you even violate something without knowing. You just hear that, oh, you woke up in the morning and your page is gone. And then they probably send you an email, oh, you violated this and this. You didn't even know when you did it. So even as a user of social media, even as a photographer or as an average user of social media, we all need to be careful with the way we use images that are not ours. Right? So that's it basically.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Probably they are no one issue photo, they're not saying no, they're not pay that. So how is there any law in Nigeria that guides over that?
Okay. This also goes back to the instruction. First and foremost, as an artist, as a photographer, if you are being engaged by somebody or an organization to do some work for them, there needs to be some form of documentation. What do I mean by documentation? I mean like a contract, right? There needs to be that states the term. So I find that a lot of people, because they think they are a small business, they always fling the legal part of it. And more often than not, they always fall into these kind of issues. When I always tell small businesses, even if you're a one-man business, you need to appear like you have a team behind you. Something as simple as, okay, my lawyer will prepare the documents, right? Once you mention that, even if you don't have a lawyer, right, everybody will sit up like, okay, so these are the little things you can do. You should never, ever go ahead and start to, put yourself, doing the work without some form of documentation. And of course, for example, you're right, all of those things will be in the contract, right? Who owns the intellectual property in that work, to what extent, and all of those things, and when can it be exploited by the other party as opposed to you, and all of those things should be well stated in those contracts. So, as much as possible, when you find this kind of opportunities, and that usually happens with, I'm sorry to say, what bigger brands, they see you as a small fry, right? So, they see you as somebody that can be exploited. So you should now be able to stand in your position and position yourself in such a way that they don't see you as somebody that can be exploited. So like I said earlier, I just tell them, I say, just prepare them and tell them, or if they send you a contract, right? Tell them a lawyer will take a look at it, even if you don't have a lawyer, right?
Thank you. So,
I want to add to this. Like I'm also a lawyer. Yeah, and the intellectual property of things have become the part that, because I'm also an artist. In fact, one of the reasons I became a photographer was because of that. Let me explain to you. As a painter, because I was a painter, I found out that under the Copyright Act, I have what do you call it? The copyright to the work, right? It's a painting. So, is there anybody who doesn't know the meaning of copyright? Please, sometimes we assume that we know what copyright is. Is the right to exploit your artwork, to make copies of it and exploit it, because even though it is one, a copy of it can be made and put on a t-shirt, on billboard, on earring, on a bag, on TV, everywhere. There are ways artworks can be copied. So the right to exploit that belongs to you. So how can I exploit my copyrights when I've sold the original painting and I don't have a copy of the painting? So I realized that I have to photograph my painting in order to have a copy. And I have to have the highest quality of photograph for it. So I delve deep into high resolution medium format photography to shoot my painting. I don't know if you get what I mean. Now, like what she said, this is very important. Please listen carefully. Whether you write it down or not, the copyright belongs to you. As far as you're the one that created the work. If there is no contract, it means it belongs to you. You can only give it to another person if you, in writing, give it to that person. Do you understand? So if you're working for a client and they say, take this contract, and you read through the contract and they say, oh well, the rights to these works will belong to the client in perpetuity, to your assignees and assignors thereafter, long after you're dead, you will relinquish all copyrights to the client. Please, once you see something like that, call them, put a red line on there and say, what do you people mean by this? If you want all the rights in perpetuity, why do you want it? You don't have to fight with your client. Do you understand? Tell them that it will be very expensive. Don't argue with client. Oh. If you tell me you want the right in perpetuity from my children and my grandchildren, I'll say no problem. But why? Is it of? Do you want to use these images in 200 years time? What do you want to? Because I'll charge you at least 300 or 400 million for that usage. I don't know if you get what I mean. But then, what you give them is a license for specific purpose within a specific area, within a specific medium and time. So you can break down the different licenses that you will be selling to different people. And then you can put it in your will for your children and your children's children after you're long gone. To be in your estate. Michael Jackson's estate is still making billions of dollars from his music. So you need to understand the value that lies within the work you have created. Before we started shooting, what did I tell you people? Switch from JPEG to RAW. And when we're talking about metadata, metadata starts from your camera. So go and read the manual of your camera. You can put your name inside the picture right from your camera. Sure, you people know that before you can even start adding more metadata. That one will have your email and your even house address inside the picture from Lightroom.
Thank you. Thank you for that very powerful information.
With what they use. You understand? Because we have gatekeepers. Some pictures that are offensive to people's sensibilities are killed. We don't push them out. But our people in the social media, the smartphone photographers, they have no control of what they do. And that is the biggest problem. They just push anything at will. And the thing is that the moment you push your images to the post it to the system that is internet, you are no longer in control. And some of these images can do a lot of havoc and cause a lot of problems. And they are still causing problems. Now, on the other side of it is that how do we, is it even possible to control it? What does it take to control it? Because like what she rightly said, out there, they don't push out some of these ugly pictures like we do here. Has it got to do with nationalism or some kind of people that are national, that are patriotic? Has it got to be patriotism? That is what I cannot tell. But the thing is, with the kind of the way they have been brainwashed about us, the appetite to see those pictures are always there on the other side, right? So when they see these bad pictures, they take it at will. They are happy to use them. And don't also forget that, to be honest, let's be honest with ourselves. Are we patriotic in this part of the world? We are not. When you go to Ghana, I'm everywhere. You understand? There are certain things the Ghanaian cannot do about their country. You understand? They cannot expose. But here, nobody really cares. Nigeria is like a no man's land. No, our attitude to, let me not just use the word no man's land. I'm talking of just our attitude. You understand? What we do. There are some people that cannot do it to their country. You understand? Some citizens in some other countries that cannot do it. But we do it here at will. Right? And the other side of it again is that some of these things we cannot control it. Now let me give you an example. I remember some years back, there were some pictures I made, right? A dead body lying not just far from a restaurant. People were selling and people were eating, having just roadside restaurant, Buka, not just a stone throw from that place, and there's this Buka people going there to have their meals. And I kept wondering, now, when a photographer goes there to make that kind of pictures, what would this kind of picture tell about our people? You understand what I'm saying? You cannot stop a photographer, somebody that wants to make news. You cannot stop him from making that picture. But on the other side, what does it tell about our people? That is the question.
Thank you so much.
I just leave it at that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Tools, our phones, to tell a good story about Nigeria. Let's let's tell the world who we are, who we truly are. Yes, everybody knows that we are the happiest people in the world. And despite everything, we still have good things here. Agriculture, everything. So let's go. Let's see. Let's forget about events and all that. Let's use our tools. Focus on other aspects of photography, farming, landscaping. Let's show the world what Nigeria is made of. Look at Dubai, for example.
She's on the perfectly right trajectory. I always give this analogy. You know, you're in your room and the light goes off, right? And what do? You can complain about the darkness. Say, oh my God, this is so dark. Some will start praying and casting and binding darkness, right? Maybe what you should do is to light a torch. I mean, or go and put a generator on, or put a candle on. The light will take away the darkness.
So let's be the light.
You know? So if there are negative images, well, life is full of good and bad. Can you also show the good one? If the proportion of beautiful, lovely landscapes exceeds the proportion of pictures of dead bodies on the street, maybe there will be some kind of balance to reality, because that is not our everyday reality. If you get what I mean. If we are truly true to our lives to get a balance, I know the foreign news media want to see the bad news. That's what they will pay for. But there are also people who want to see beautiful landscapes, want to see the most prestigious things about your environment.
So thank you. Thank you, everybody.
That is